Hey Spartan, so I wanted to make this video because I know there's a lot of people hurting. I know there's a lot of people suffering right now. I think I remember hearing like 3 million people applied for unemployment this month. And I know there's a lot of stuff going on with the coronavirus. People are just worried, they're fearful. And I remember hearing a stat that anytime that there's a economic downturn, there's an increase in domestic violence and things like that. And I know for myself, I know when I was a kid, anytime we saw my stepdad's vehicle home, before we got out, we knew that something bad was going to happen. He either got fired, he got let go, or something. Like, it was always bad. And so I just feel really bad for kids that may be suffering right now, or families. So I wanted to make this video. Hopefully we can kind of come together. That's really what's going on right now. That's the positive that's going on right now. There's a lot of people coming together. Just like with any pandemic, there's always going to be the best of people coming out and the worst of people coming out. So my really goal is just to help as many people as I can find the best out of this situation, because in all reality, when you're helping others, you're actually helping yourself. So I guess selfishly, I'm just trying to help myself by doing this video. But anyways, back to the point of this video is I listened to a really good audiobook probably a couple of years ago, but I wanted to listen to it again with a new set of ears, new set of thoughts. And what the book is called Man's Search for Meaning. It's by Viktor Frankl. He I always get wrong which one, what they are, philosopher or whatever you want to call them, psychoanalysis, psychologists, whatever. I don't know the terminology properly, but anyways, he survived the concentration camps. He went to Auschwitz. He went to just suffered these unbearable things that just most of us feel like they could not endure. And that's what his book is about, is how so many the things that they thought they couldn't live without, they could live without, but how they were able to really transcend that pain, not really find joy in it, but find some humor sometimes. Really talks about how he used love and hope just to cope with his everyday surroundings. And just, it's crazy. He talks about 2 or 3 different occasions where a split-second decision could have been his death. And he speaks it so matter-of-factly and nonchalantly, but there was just a couple times where I had to just stop and just analyze what he just said. I was like, wow, he just said that if this guy would have done this and he would have died, or whatever it may be. But it's a really good book. I highly, highly recommend it. I'll leave a link in the comments for a download for Audible. That's how I listen to most of my stuff. I'm actually want to read this book too. I'm gonna get the paperback or hardback, whatever. I don't care. But because he has a lot of really good quotes in there. I know at the beginning or at the end of the first chapter, my favorite quote is he says that that man is basically, and I'm paraphrasing all this, obviously I'm going to butcher most of it, but man is capable of so many things. He says that, and the worst of it is that they're not only the ones that created the gas chambers, but they're also the ones that went into it. So, to me, that's like an indirect calling for unity, because that's what I believe we should be doing. We should be coming together to resolve the world's pain and mistakes that we've made. But that's neither here nor there. But anyways, back to this book. He quotes a lot of great philosophers, and just like Freud, and talks about nihilism and how he differs. But one of the things he really just talks about is finding meaning in pain, finding meaning in just the randomness of life sometimes. I know for myself, I had before the outbreak happened, I had a okay paying job. I did some stuff on the side. I always had like a side hustle, and I sold insurance for 10 years, but I got bored. So I went away from it, and now I'm going back to it. But I always had like these multiple streams of income, and my main source of income was just a restaurant job, but it paid decently. I only worked literally 3 or 4 days a week, and it was enough to pay all my bills. It was enough to allow me to have time to do my other stuff. So I enjoyed it. And then right before the outbreak, first we got bought out by another restaurant, and so my income went down a little bit, but not a whole lot. But then about 2 weeks after that, they just completely furloughed all of us, you know. So it was kind of like, oh my gosh. But luckily, I had these other sources of income to fall back upon. So I'm not hopeless or anything like that. But I know there are people that are. I know there's people that are struggling right now. And that's really why I wanted to bring light to this book, is so that hopefully they can find some pain, some purpose to their pain. And that's really what he talks about, is once we find the meaning to pain. And he quotes, I almost said his name, but I knew I'd mess it up if I tried to say it. But he talks about when you find your why, any how is bearable. Yeah, I'm not gonna try to say his name because I always get it wrong. And but you know, he quotes a lot of really good other philosophers, or whatever you want to call them, of their time. But I highly recommend this book. Listen to it, read it, whatever's best for you. But yeah, if you have any questions, comments, leave them in the comments. And if you like the video, like it, subscribe it. I do periodically review different books and movies. Anyways, all right, thanks for your time. Bye.